Hello and welcome everyone. I'm HatTopGaming and welcome back for another Backlog review. Today's episode is on a short indie game that released not too long ago, back in April of 2024, which was the same year I actually really started grinding through my backlog. The small indie game, published by a company I'm sure we all like and love, is Devolver Digital. The game, while short, has lots of style, flair, and some unique gameplay that caught my eye some years back when it was announced, and now after playing it, I have some thoughts I want to share. This being a shorter game, we won't have a whole lot to talk about this episode, so just as a heads up, I will be spoiling the story, but all the same, we'll still be covering the gameplay and the performance on the Steam Deck as well. Also, don't forget to stick around to the end of the video for a sneak peek of my next review, but with all that out of the way, let's begin. Starting off with the story, everything is kind of shown in like a PowerPoint kind of way or slideshow, with everything just kind of being shown in singular images with some blaring sound bits going on in the background to invoke what we should be feeling. What I could gather is that your family joins a cult and has a very stereotypical leader who thinks he's the messiah, and of course, you should be sleeping with all the women. Your dad finds out about this, of course, after your mom becomes pregnant, and he goes into a rage trying to attack the cult leader. He is gravely wounded, and I believe shortly killed right after. The mom was also killed after trying to defend her husband, leaving you orphaned. And despite being young and impressionable, well, you don't need to be told what you just saw was terrible. Our protagonist, after witnessing this, runs away from the cult and seeks revenge on his leader for destroying her family. Not gonna lie though, this is definitely not her parents' fault for joining the cult when the leader literally wears sunglasses as a part of his shtick. But yeah, that's the story. Parents got killed, so now I'm gonna take my revenge. Moving on over to gameplay now, it's very light mechanics wise, but in a good way. The best way I can describe this game is a puzzle shooter. That is more of a puzzle anyways. Every level you have one objective: kill everyone with one bullet. How do you do this? Well, it's pretty simple. I guess the girl clearly watched the movie Wanted and figure out you really can curve a bullet, or make it do 90-degree angles on command. So after firing the bullet and hitting your target, you can then choose to send it wherever you like. And afterwards it's been fired, you can still alter its trajectory somewhat in a slow down time scale. Or you can use another ability to slow it down a lot, but it will still keep moving in whatever direction it was fired, but then you can then freely aim it again after. Besides that, you can also speed up the bullet, which you're going to need to do because some enemies have armor, and if the bullet isn't going fast enough from far enough away, it won't kill them. Some cult members are also able to generate force fields around them that protect all those inside, including themselves of course, and your bullet just bounces off them essentially, meaning after you knock it down, you have to then quickly recalibrate to kill them before they can restore it. Combine this with the fact that you only have your bullet cam to really help you spot enemies in buildings or behind other objects, it can make some levels a game of peekaboo while you locate everyone, as everyone you successfully kill in a level is now permanently tagged for the next attempt should you fail. The level design is fine for what it is, but they all sort of blend into one another, either some small building like a motel, plaza, or outdoor area with light infrastructure. There's a couple of standout levels that vary heavily from the rest, which are nice, but they're very few and far between. You can tell the developer of the game took a less is more approach, and I think it fits just fine for what the game really is. Moving on to our performance now, it's kind of odd because on one hand, the game runs perfectly fine and it's Steam Deck verified, which I definitely think it earns, but with a slight asterisk. The game runs between 35 to 42 frames per second, I noticed, with it fluctuating a lot. I don't really understand why it can't steady itself or why it struggles to get to 60, with basically the entire game being played at a snail's pace. It doesn't impact the gameplay by any means, I just find it odd. The graphics are interesting to say the least, very stylized, but not so much that you can't make things out. Though I do find it annoying how trees and bushes seem to have a not so clear hitbox at times. Though I do want to note that the Steam Deck does run hot while playing it, and it tends to drain the battery pretty quickly. Again, I don't see what's causing all this to be happening, these like technical missteps I guess we can call it, but I just want to take a note of it. In the end, what did I get from Children of the Sun? Well, I got 3.2 hours of gameplay, and I got 4 to 21 achievements while playing. This is a very short and sweet to the point game, and there's nothing wrong with that. Charging $15 for this though? Nah, I think that's way too much. On gray market sites or when you catch it on sale on Steam, it goes for about $6, which I think is much more closer to worth it in my opinion. I like the game's attempt to do something different, and although it was a bit of an eyesore at times, I get why it was stylized as such. The game falls into the category of good enough to play and enjoy, somewhat memorable due to its art style, more so than its gameplay, and while nothing about it is spectacular by any means, I think there's still enough here for me to both like and personally recommend the game to all of you when on sale. But that's really all I have for you today. Like I said, this is a very short game, not a whole lot going on, and I try to sometimes play and review these smaller indie titles that I imagine many of you either missed entirely or just forgot about by the time it came back around. But that's going to do for me today, guys. I hope you all enjoyed today's review. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, make sure to leave them down in the comment section down below. Don't forget to follow me on social media to keep up to date with everything going on with the channel. If you like today's video and want to see more, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos. Thank you all for watching once again, and I will see you all later. Peace.
Now I know everything. I see the way.